Come through, Queen. I wanna see ya. Come through, Queen.
Hi, everyone. It's Dan.
And Brendan.
And this has Come Through, Queen. Hi, Brendan.
Hi, Dan.
I did already congratulate you in our Patreon pre-show,
no.
but it's worth repeating. A Webby Award winner in our midst.
Oh, yes.
I also mentioned putting a pin in something related to Drag Race, and I forgot to unpin it, but I'm going to do that main episode.
What is it?
Obviously, congratulations to Nymphia Wind. I saw balloons flying out.
Yeah, bubble tea.
That's great. I didn't watch the season. All Stars cast announced.
Sure, yeah.
Clips released.
Uh-huh.
I cannot stop with the Roxy Andrews memes that have come out of her walking out. I can't even remember what she says. It's like, baby, you can't read the doll.
You can't read the doll, yeah.
She might be enough alone to pull me back in.
I mean, Roxy Andrews has given us so much in this world.
She has made it crystal clear.
Yeah.
And I feel like I might need to be with her.
I mean, I think I'll definitely watch. I watched the finale of this past season. My only thing is, like, I wish they gave Nymphia like a second to breathe before they released another cast.
I mean, like, isn't this kind of like par for the course at this point?
Sure, yeah. Can I say something else?
You can.
I know you got a ticket to Oh Mary.
Oh, I did, baby.
I got one too.
Oh, yeah. When are you going?
July.
Okay.
I know you're going Pride Weekend.
Oh, yeah. How'd you know that?
Because you tweeted about it.
Oh.
You have this public thing that you post on.
But that was like in the replies.
A reply to someone who's been our mutual for like over a decade.
Okay. My God, I got. But like, it's so funny. Like, isn't it funny how I tweet something and I'm like shadow banned from Brendan forever, and like I'm showing up in the replies. Makes me feel sick.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. I've been wanting to see it. Now it's coming to Broadway. It's the Cola Scola show where they play Mary Lincoln.
Yeah, Mary Todd
Lincoln,
Please.
whatever. Yeah, Sis Thou Walk. It's been acclaimed. It's been so hard to get tickets. I've been looking and looking and looking. Now it's coming to Broadway. I mean, I feel like you had to be there in the first few minutes to scoop some up, but hopefully you can find a tick.
I know. I was lucky enough to scoop up, like, for some reason they're on sale for Pride Week or something.
Yeah, I found an affordable thing out of Pride Week, which is good.
Yeah.
Because I'm always busy during that time. Who knows what
Sure, you're going to be
Webby I have to go win.
Tweeting up a storm, I'm sure. Okay. Wow, that's like the amuse-bouche from the pre-show to main course now.
Sure, yeah.
Where we now have the news to attend to.
Yeah, so there's a lot of news.
There's a lot of news.
First of all,
New York centric, as
New York.
I mean, we're reporting live from, so.
So this is from the Washington Post.
Oh,
so we're
Bible.
reporting, so you don't have to click. Real Housewives of New York City alum Sonja Morgan has opted to auction off her stunning, that's an interesting word, Upper East Side townhouse next month. Gimme Shelter has learned.
Oh.
The 5-story townhome at 162 East 63rd Street. Okay, doxing. Will be sold.
We all know.
Yeah, I mean, like, we've all driven by it. Will be sold online on May 29th by Concierge Auctions in cooperation with longtime luxury broker Adam Modlin of the Modlin Group.
Okay.
The sale opens on May 15th with no minimum, so
okay.
I'll be throwing in my $5. Beginning bids are expected to range between $1.75 million to $3.75 million, according to Paulina Kimball, Vice President of Business Development of Concierge Auctions. There's a lot of people involved here.
Ma'am, I'm sorry. 1.75 to 3.75, like,
that's nothing.
You might as well just say, like, it's going to be in the range of a number that we as humans know exists.
Yeah, sure. But also, like, that's basically like free in Manhattan these days.
I mean, I feel like we as a family can come together.
Yeah.
And purchase this home.
Yeah. I'm on TikTok. I see like 1-bedroom apartments for that much money. The dwelling, which famously comes with a secret elevator, I don't think it's that secret, that was often part of Bravo's hit Roni series, has been on and off the market since 2013 when it first asked $9.95 million.
Oh, dear.
Up until last week, it was listed for $7.5 million.
Oh, dear.
Quote, this is the Sonja quote. Quote, the townhouse has been our cherished home for decades, Morgan said in a statement. In addition to raising my daughter here, we entertain heads of state, royalty, luminaries, and luminaries, and Fortune 500 CEOs.
Fortune Feimsters?
Oh, she wishes. I know Aquaria's been there. Many memories were made over the years, including hosting my daughter's friends from boarding school and university, and so many noteworthy moments were filmed by NBC for Bravo and Peacock TV. Now, as an empty nester, I am ready to share this turnkey, easy-to-manage jewel
Ma'am.
over to someone new to enjoy as we did. Okay. The gag of the past how many seasons of Roni were that this was not an easy-to-manage jewel.
Okay. My worry is, like, Crappy Lake not picked up for another season.
Yeah.
Sonja in the City world tour not succeeding at the heights of like Lou's Cabaret, which I feel like the girls can't stop talking about. And she's getting booked for these like
Ladyland, which we went to a few years ago.
Like something over like across the pond in like the UK. Like she's on these festival lists.
Yeah. I've been to Sonja in the City twice, once within the past year. There is a good turnout, but I don't think she is hoofing it like Lou is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
She's not coming in with a show. She wants the show to just happen.
Yeah. Also, Lou, I think, has like a probably good business manager who's like, we're doing this festival.
Yeah.
Like the fact that like she is doing Ladyland, which is a place that we went to a few years ago when Christina Aguilera was headlining.
Yeah.
And I think Kim Petras is the headliner, but just dropped out.
Okay.
So
maybe Lou
will ascend.
rise to the top.
Yes.
I mean, all she's got to do is put on a T. Kyle remix and like the girls will go wild.
Serving cunt.
Okay.
Just the story of this home.
Like not to quote Taylor, but like it's giving down bad.
Yeah.
I'm worried.
I would love to just like, they should do a fan experience like the last weekend in Sonja's home. Just like you pay $100, you get to go have like 2 cocktails there and explore the space. That's like an easy money grab.
Also, this company has been featured on Buying Beverly Hills, auctioning off, interestingly enough, a home that Paul Nassif purchased and renovated and was trying to sell and then couldn't get the number he wanted. And then it was just like, let's just auction and get rid of this.
Paul, please.
So it's like Paul and Sonja in the same sentence right now.
It's so interesting. Turn it into like an apartment building.
That Sonja is.
Yeah.
No, the person who buys it can like truly turn into an experience, I think.
Yeah. Like, oh my God.
We could turn it into an experience.
A haunted house.
I think like Sleep No More closed. Like this could be Sleep No More 2.0. I think this is like the place for it. Easy access to parking too. You drive in, park your car, Sleep No More.
Yeah, Sonja's red dress comes off at a certain point.
No,
that's a big part of the experience.
Oh yeah, I think there is nudity in Sleep No More.
Yeah, Sonja kicking Alex McCord out after the Marriage Equality March.
Of course,
so much has happened there. The brown ice, of course.
The brown ice.
Do you want to tell us about Bethenny?
Oh, I could tell about Bethenny, sure. Okay, so here's the thing. This is from People Magazine. Bethenny Frankel is taking time to grieve the death of her mother, Bernadette Burke. The Real Houses of New York City alum announced on Tuesday, April 23rd, that she is pausing her popular iHeartRadio podcast, Just Be Divorced, with Bethenny Frankel, to give herself the time and space to process her loss. She says, I've chosen to temporarily remove my divorce podcast as a result of an overwhelming response and an influx of messages that have converged with the most significant loss of my life. It is impossible for me to grieve and process both of these traumatic events at the same time. She added, the unforeseen circumstances and the reaction of this triggering topic has confirmed how important this conversation is. In the coming weeks, we will continue the dialogue to help you navigate your challenging divorce journeys.
Yeah, so she removed, like, she had started this Just Be Divorced podcast that was, like, in the same feed, sometimes in a different feed as all her other podcasts. And then her mother passed. And I will say, her post about her mom was actually, like, powerful to me. Like,
Shockingly.
Given just, like, what we know about Bethenny recently, and just, like, her being able to, like, hone in on the complicated relationship of it all. I was like, wow, this is not great, but, like, so interesting.
It's just, like, not what I would expect from a 2024 Bethenny.
Yeah.
Like, this feels like I don't know if, like, clear-headed is the right word, but, like, the Bethenny that we knew that, like, we could all relate to and understand.
Yeah, the girl we knew. That's exactly right. The one that, like, we first fell in love with.
Yeah.
And I think an interesting thing to me, I know that there had been talk about, like, potentially trying at some point to have Bernadette and Bryn meet, but, like, we know as viewers, I don't think we ever, like, really got.
Oh yes.
We never really got to know that. Like, we thought that would have never happened, but then they apparently, like, had this relationship, which I think was really important.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's, like, in the end of her carousel on Instagram, like, there's a photo of the two of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who would have known?
Yeah.
Wow. So with all of that said, we should probably explain this week. We're coming out a little early. It's a treat for you. Although for the summer lovers out in Montauk, unfortunately, we're not covering regular plain Summer House this week.
Right.
So we'll, like, double up next week. We'll catch you all up. Teddy Joe is saying Summer House, the best show on television.
Yeah.
We all need to be watching this.
Yeah. I'll be watching live probably on Thursday night, so you can, like, tune in.
Tune in. But with that said, to Martha.
Great show.
I gotta say, like, I had a busy weekend, and I was like, I don't know if I'm, like, in the right space for Martha right now. And it was actually a joy of an episode.
Of course, yeah.
It was a joy of an episode. We're picking up with Jasmine's little breakdown out at the restaurant versus Bria.
Yeah, I mean, we've got, like, this entire restaurant situation. We talked about it last week. It's like there were a lot of, like, various breakdowns.
Oh, yes. Bria is just running around in circles.
I know. And we'll get to Bria a little later, where I had a problem for once in my life.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, she is running around in circles.
She's riding with Preston. She's riding with Jasmine. We're wrapping it up. We're going home. We get home. Milo's terrorized the home.
Of course.
Just the bedroom, though, thankfully. And Bria's just, like, yelling at anyone who walks by. And then wants sleep support.
This was wild to me.
I was laughing.
And then, like, Nick is so confused.
Yeah. I mean, everyone's confused.
Yeah. But, like, she specifically asked Nick to be sleep support. And he's like,
I have a girlfriend.
I have a girlfriend.
You have a Simon who will punch me when he opens the door and sees sleep support. Yeah, but that was really funny. Yeah. And it kind of just, like, ends that night. The next day, we are playing basketball.
Yes.
I gotta say, they've been
doing activities.
Very active this season. It feels like we've been doing a lot of different stuff this year.
And, like, it's interesting because it's like, it must be harder to, like, get out of the house because we're only on one island.
It's not like regular Summer House where like we could have shenanigans over in the city as well.
Exactly.
So we're doing that, and Shanice twist her ankle.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Wait, later in the episode when she's crawling on the floor around her bedroom, I was like, girl.
Anytime they put the camera on Shanice, I'm like, what is happening? Just like her sitting there with like that bottle of rosé, just like chugging it out of the spout. Like wild. Hampton's water.
Oh yeah, a lot of Hampton's water here in Martha. We had like a little bit of a heart-to-heart between Preston and Bria during basketball. And you got to give it to Preston.
He's willing to make things happen.
He's willing to make things happen.
He's willing to get on FaceTime or whatever.
Yeah, to jump ahead, we're going on the FaceTime with Phil. And Preston was kind of a pro in dealing with it. And granted, like Phil definitely came across differently in FaceTime than he did when he terrorized the house last year.
Him being like so offended that like Preston made fun of him being like a comedian or said like, you're not a comedian, you're not funny or whatever.
Yeah. That was funny actually.
I know, but that is like, ugh.
But I never would I have guessed his career as comedian from from the first go around.
Because he wasn't funny.
Yeah.
But that is like fragile masculinity. No offense to any men out there.
Yeah. In between this. Now this is like strangely, incredibly relevant to the present day gay Twitter. Bria going to the club with the dog. Now.
Okay.
Ma'am.
Ooh. I had a problem with this. First of all, okay, so from your perspective,
yeah,
you're not a dog lover.
Oh, no.
As somebody who is a dog lover,
yeah,
it is horrible.
Well, I mean, like, for those who love the dog
doesn't want to be
at the club.
And this happens this Sunday night.
At Paradisco.
At LeBain.
Yeah.
There was like a dog with like they looked like Pokemon villains, you know?
Well, like the Pokemon villains, like famously, it's like one looks like this and then like the other one like looks like this, but just with like a different palette swap.
Exactly. Yeah. So they were holding this dog at this like place on the roof of the Standard, and on a Sunday, it's like, the dog wants to be at like the dog park or home
in the fields.
Yeah, in the fields or like watching Maury Povich or something. Anything but this. And the same with Milo. He didn't want to be at the club.
And the gays got kicked out.
Yeah.
And
Milo got kicked out.
They didn't even get that far in.
Yeah.
They were denied. Access denied. And Bria's just kind of like walking the streets of Martha with Milo.
Encountering skunks,
kind of fighting with Simon some more. The usual. It was actually a little bit of a shock that like they went to the club and then she was still there when they were all going to go home.
Well, yeah, she went and sat in the car and called Simon, and then he was like, "Oh, I've arrived at your place." And he was like, "Your essence is still here." And like he said something rude about it. I was like, okay, they hate each other.
And they're very strange. Like the way she was talking about like, oh, he doesn't have any friends in Europe. It's like, wait, what?
The whole continent?
Isn't like, aren't we there because of him?
Yeah.
Like you're not forcing him to be in Europe. Yeah. So that's fun.
I think some people just don't make friends.
We can't be friends. Okay. This ain't Texas. Amir. What a cute little event he's throwing for the family.
I know. Show me something bad about Amir.
I mean, I think... I mean, we didn't love him. No, we loved him, but we didn't love him and Jordan last year. But I feel like they have patched things up a little bit. Especially, I mean, they were doing the shots at the bar while everyone was crying.
I know, that was the best. Those are my two favorites. There was like the weird scene of him trying to FaceTime his girlfriend.
Oh, abort mission.
I know.
Let's get out of here.
I know.
I wonder, I'm pretty sure Amir's been on Watch What Happens Live this season, but maybe not now that I think of it. Because then I would have remembered like Andy
He was
being happy.
He was in the audience when Wes was. He was in the audience at some point.
Oh, okay.
Right?
But he hasn't been in the seat this season.
I don't know.
That just reminds me. I don't think we've discussed this on the podcast. Martha is getting a reunion this year.
Thank God.
Thank you, God.
Martha.
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Martha.
The Father and the Son, then Holy Martha. Amen. Sorry, my mom, if you're listening to that.
Oh my God. I'm so used to giving, now we get to receive.
I know.
But okay.
Your question is it going to be set or is it going to be in Watch What Happens Live?
Listen, I don't want to be greedy. I know I was begging for one thing and then I got it, but now I'm begging for something else. I just don't like the vibe of like a Watch What Happens Live reunion. It just feels so like cheap and rushed.
And for a cast this big.
Oh, we can't do it justice. What are we going to be sitting on each other's laps?
Yeah, so let's get us down to Sherry Shepherd Studios where we do the other reunions in New York City.
Please.
Let's make it happen.
Where we do cast announcements for RuPaul's Drag Race.
Okay.
Okay.
But Amir, yeah.
Amir. He
had his cute rodeo moment, then he had his cuter moment later.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. I had fun riding the horsies. I was like, everyone's like, oh, and then like Jordan's like, actually, I'm an equestrian. I was like, wait, what?
Have you ever ridden a horse?
I think there's like a picture of me like as a child on a horse that you've seen.
Maybe. Okay. Was it a pony though? Oh yeah, I did recently see an influx of like childhood photos of you.
Yeah.
Were you wearing the clown makeup in that one?
I am a professional clown. Protect that kid. That's all I gotta say.
Bring up my next Webby.
Webby incoming. All right, Adele, relax. Friggin' Webby over here. Okay. Brendan wants to like double dip. He wants us to come through Queen Webbies while he's already getting Webbies. He wants to be like dropping Webbies. This ain't Texas. Oh, okay. Here's a question, and maybe my eyes are deceiving me. I know, and like she could do whatever she wants to do and thinks it's safe, but it felt like Jasmine didn't ride the horse, but then she participated in the relay race.
Well, yeah, you also, yeah.
I think there were different legs of the race, so maybe she was participating in like a safer leg.
Yeah, this also came up with you during like a previous episode when she was doing like those other games.
Yeah.
I think it's good that we are now like in announcement territory where now we can just be careful.
Well, but the humor is only sweet baby Amir did not know.
He's so cute.
But everyone's like, mocktails, big titties, she's glowing, this, that. And
I guess I would know. Or actually, no, I'm actually like, I can be Amir's stupid too.
I'm sorry. Like, I understand people like stop drinking or take a break from drinking, but this girly pop coming on season 2, all of a sudden just like not drinking.
Yeah.
And looking a little pregnant.
Yeah. But then I wouldn't want to comment on somebody's appearance like that.
Of course, but like, it'd be in the back of your head.
Sure.
But I did love when they all like gathered around her and was like, we love you and the baby.
Mm-hmm. I like the gag of like the guest coming.
Oh yeah, guys, there's a guest coming. There's a guest coming. There was like a Noelle Summer Bria fight while Summer and Noelle were trying to like talk out their mutual thing
Love
with
for
Alex.
But it was more of a misunderstanding, and I feel like Noelle did like really not pave it over, but like really made it
Smooth it over.
Yeah.
Well, it was Bria who was instigating and drove Summer crazy.
Yeah.
But Summer, the way Summer has said 20 times this season, he's been inside me. It's kind of giving Dorinda saying clip, clip, clip like 100 times. Like,
But
Please stop saying this.
Even weirder, like the way she was describing it in that hot tub, being like, "Oh, like he made me come this many times." Did she not say that? She said that, right?
Maybe I just like I did not take that in.
I think she did invoke cum.
Okay.
Queen.
Okay. 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 And now it's we're at the Apollo for
A talent show.
a talent show, essentially.
Yes.
Preston is the judge, the Simon Cowell.
Mm-hmm.
And we really have an assortment of things. I wish we could have all maybe much like Drag Race, like thought about this even before like landing in Martha.
Yeah, I looked down and I looked up at some point and I was like, oh, we're all assigned to somebody and we're doing impressions. So at some point I thought this was just like an impressions thing.
But we started with meow, 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 which felt very you.
Yeah.
It felt like you would have been one of the meow girls.
Oh, of course. I'm always a meow girl.
And then Nick and Jordan were just like, oh, we'll be each other. But like we kind of already did that with the like decades night as well. Jasmine with her sad rap.
Can't win them all.
Alex singing, and then interestingly enough, releasing like an EP after this episode came out.
Beautiful.
Brianna Milo gymnastics. It's like as if bringing the dog to the club wasn't enough. Now we're throwing this little.
Why are we putting him through so much?
This poor little dog. So like, by process of elimination, the tortured chat GPT poet is our winner.
He's just so charming.
It really is. It's like Martha Charm.
Yeah.
Forget Southern Charm. It's Martha Charm here.
Yeah.
And I think that's it for Martha.
Yeah.
To Martha.
To Martha. We love you, Martha.
And now we must turn our attention to kind of like akin to Cowboy Carter Smoke Hour.
Mm-hmm.
Jack's 2 hour.
Yes.
2 hours of Jax Taylor.
Can you believe?
I could not believe. From 8 p.m. to 10 p.m.
To be with Jax Taylor that long, torture.
I gotta say,
you had some fun. His beat was sick. You wanted to take a ride on his disco stick?
I want to congratulate him on his hair loss.
Yes.
This is good. These are 2 good episodes of television.
Yeah, I know that like everyone feels we're like on a Housewives drought right now. But
if you're a fan of the kids,
the 4 kid shows, and by kids we mean people our age.
some older.
Yeah, in their mid 30s to
Early 40s.
Early 40s, they're really pulling it out.
They're carrying, as I say. We're doing a FaceTime with Ariana and the boyfriend.
Mm-hmm. We did 2 of these.
Prepping him for, I don't know if it's San Francisco or San Diego. Something with a San.
Yeah.
The boyfriend doesn't really like
Jump off the screen.
Do it for me.
Okay.
He's not really like giving me charisma, uniqueness, nerve or talent.
Isn't his name Dan?
Yeah.
Another loss for the Dans of the world.
Well, I don't mind that. I like being like number 1.
I wouldn't say
name a better Dan. I'll wait.
Ooh.
Giesling? No, we hate him.
Oh, good point.
See? I'm waiting.
Yeah, you might be right.
I might be number 1. Okay.
Oh, Danity Kane.
Well, not quite.
Yes.
And they don't
Counts
exist.
as a Dan.
And they
Counts
don't
as
exist.
a Dan.
That's
Yep.
that's in the past.
Okay.
That's like if you're like doing George's and you're like, oh, George Washington. He's not here, bitch.
Ooh, what about Brendan?
I'm like sneaking in there. Okay. Jax visiting the Kennedys, planning Jax brunch.
Yes.
The Kennedys. The Kennedy compound. Actually, truly, this season has been a season at the Kennedy compound.
Yeah. Forget about Hyannisport. The new Kennedy compound is in Burbank.
Near the airport.
I think it's important for a Kennedy to be near the airport because as somebody like in that status, you have to be able to
get on
a plane.
One of those little rinky-dink planes.
Well, that might be a little too soon.
Too sad. How much more do we have to wait? Okay. So
I'm still trying to think of like a better Dan.
I keep trying. I'll wait. I love the juxtaposition of like Jax and the Kennedys, and no, I actually like sometimes like I just like I'm on the right level. I feel like right now I'm on the right level.
Wait, now that you're bringing this into fruition, Carol needs to be on Vanderpump Rules
to visit the Kennedy compound.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. I like the juxtaposition of like Jax and the Kennedys, Brittany and Sheena. Mm-hmm. We're doing like a twofer. Mm-hmm. 2 for 1.
The fact that these two snuck themselves back onto this show in this way is wild. But I mean, you have to realize it's all connected, obviously. Like
New York telephone.
Nobody wants to talk about how Lisa Vanderpump is an executive producer on the Valley.
People are afraid to say it.
Yeah.
But we're not.
I mean, Lisa's afraid to say it. She's acting like she's surprised that one.
She's like, Jax, how dare you step foot on one of my properties? It's like, ma'am, you are working with that.
Yeah, you and Alex Baskin got together.
You put your heads together.
Yeah.
You're like, we need our boy.
Anytime I hear the last name Baskin, I always think of like that TikTok sound from 2020 about Carol Baskin.
Well, I wouldn't know because, as we all know, I'm a new TikToker.
Yeah, just to see the ends.
Okay, so then Brittany and Sheena juxtaposed with Brock and Friend.
Ooh, Brock. Here's the thing. I feel like gay Twitter's like really trying to gas Brock up because he does look a certain way in a Speedo. And that's what people like to look at.
I got to say, not to really jump ahead, but to be laying in one of those floaties and look good is like
talent.
Hard to accomplish.
That is charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent.
Like if I was laying in one of those, I would look like a creature from the deep. And like everyone's like loving him in laying in that floaty.
Yeah.
And to jump somewhere else in the episode, when they flash back to like him in a reunion a few seasons ago, talking about something when he was like wearing his like half up, half down man bun.
Sure, yeah.
He looks so much better now.
Well, of course.
With like the cute little haircut.
Well, yeah, you like love a haircut.
Nothing's better than a haircut. No, I'm excited. I don't know if you've heard the news. Kyle's cutting the mullet at the reunion.
Okay.
It's like a new era. It's like forget Taylor Reputation eras. We got Kyle Cook's eras. Coming.
Okay, well, because he's getting jealous that Wes came along and did him better.
Stole the sunshine, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Sheena and Brock. I'm sorry. The Lala thing, I'm like laughing.
Yeah.
Like her constantly bringing up like, you and Lala are gonna fuck. Like that much I know. And she's like, you want me to get a nanny? A woman you're going to fuck?
It's so crazy. And she's blaming it all on Tom Sandoval?
Tom, this is your fault. Sheena, truly one of the least well.
Yeah. And not to jump ahead. But everyone's shitting on the moment where like Tom's like, well, you did this to Sheena and being like, well, that's like, you can't bring that up. I'm not saying...
I fear you can.
I'm not saying it's like that relevant to 2024, but also it's not relevant. Let's not the way that Vanderpump Rules people make the cast makes rules as far as like where's the line as far as like our behavior compared to this person's behavior?
Yeah. It's as if like, oh no, like my records in court were sealed. Like you cannot use that in a court of law. It's
Yeah.
like, I fear that I can.
Yeah. And like, okay, you were 21. Okay. Yeah, I get that. We all make mistakes when we're young, sure.
Yeah,
And yeah, Tom sucks too. But it's like, let's not pretend that we're all saints here.
What they all need to understand is they all suck. Once they all come to that realization, which I think is like a realization that they have at the Valley, I think they all understand that they all suck.
Yeah. They all suck and fuck in the Valley.
They all suck and fuck. The Pump kids need to understand they all suck.
Yeah. No, it's just like, to me, it's like Sheena's acting like she was an innocent bystander in like the breakup of a marriage. And I'm like, well, actually the premise of this show you're on is because you broke up that marriage.
Yeah.
And obviously, like, you're not the only, it was obviously Eddie Cibrian who was actually probably more of the person here, but let's stop pretending.
Speaking of broken up marriages, the Bubba's on a date. I would venture to say love was winning.
I would say I would watch this as a TV show week to week. I want actually daily. I want a Bubba
Cameras up
talk show. Like, forget diners, drive-ins, and dives. It's diners with the Bubbas.
Forget Kelly and Mark. It's Bubba and Bubba live.
Yeah. And then famously, my family called me Bubba growing up, so then I could join.
You could be like the
Ross Matthews.
No. Like, what's the man on
Gelman?
Regis? Yeah, Gelman. You're the Gelman of our generation. Oh boy,
isn't he still? He is still around. I saw his face today, but isn't it wild? He's still around. He's been with us for so long.
I mean, wasn't Gelman Gelmaning in the 80s?
I think he was Gelmaning like at the beginning of Regis.
Yeah, I know. Wait, Gelman, Regis, and Kelly, I'll say.
He was with Kathy, though.
I know he was with Kathy. Okay, Michael Gelman, 62.
Okay.
So he was in his 20s in the 80s?
I guess. And he was Gelmaning. I feel like a lot of these shows, they find their person and they stay around.
But like he was allowed to do it in his 20s?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that's the thing about capitalism. Everyone stays in their jobs and they don't let the younger people come up.
Yeah, let's come up. Okay.
Was I too harsh about Sheena?
No.
Okay.
She's the biggest loser.
Okay.
It's like, forget Caroline Ray from... No, isn't Caroline Ray like the host of The Biggest Loser? She's just in the mind space from My Life on the D-List. She's in the Toys for Tots episode.
Was she the host?
I'm pretty sure she was the host.
If I were talking about The Biggest Loser, wasn't like that awful woman Jillian Michaels?
She was one of the
trainers,
muscular people.
She
trainers.
said something bad recently. Google it.
She's prone to do.
Think about what you
I'm
think
sure
this person would say recently
about
about current events, and Google it.
I'm good. I got it. Okay. The Sheenaversary. The Shays celebrate their anniversary. Phones down, eyes up. Because
Can't lose.
Sheena wants to like vlog the anniversary, obviously.
That's interesting. That's good for her.
But like, Evolution Media is vlogging it. Like, you don't have to vlog this one.
I know, but she needs like her little personal vlogs. That's kind of how they caught Raquel and Tom, right?
By vlogging?
Partly. Like, I feel like there was vlog evidence.
I thought it was just like a phone fell.
No. I mean, like, they caught it that way, but I feel like in the aftermath, when this is a big part of the conversation also, like when all these people were trying to use this situation to get ahead, I feel like Sheena found footage. She found footage from a vlog from her marriage weekends, and that's like how we found out that like Tom was like pinching Raquel's butt.
Sheena was like, Brock, I got a job for you. Rewatch.
Go back in the
all
vaults.
the vlogs and look for evidence. It was like Lady Gaga going to the Capitol.
Yeah, except Gaga did it herself. She didn't hire Michael or whatever his name is. Matthew? What's her fiance's name? That tech guy.
It's just like all the girls are like releasing music and Gaga's going to the Capitol.
Well, no, now she's like shilling for like Zyrtec.
Nerdtech ODT. Okay. We got to get on track. Shorts' tats.
I will say something about Schwartz's tat. When we were just shown like the sketch, I was worried. But once we were shown the actual finished image on his body,
Yeah.
I was like, actually, this looks good.
Yeah.
I think Katie should get a matching one.
Identical.
Yeah.
Butters and Gordo.
Because they share the dogs.
Of course.
Yeah. Oh, them both texting Tori at the same time.
I think we could cut the crap.
Yeah.
Like, we don't even need that. Like, Bubba's just hanging out. We're good enough. Like, they think we need Tori, but like, you guys are like putting on a show.
Yeah. I think what they need is like
Joe.
No. Well, yes, we all need Joe. But what Bubba and Bubba need are like it is a little bit of like conflict. There needs to be some tension there.
Joe's enough.
I know, and I heard
Oh.
Joe gave like Katie a good review from the reunion. So let's watch what happens.
Oh.
Saying Katie was nice to her and apologized.
Oh my God, Joseph. Okay.
I fear like after the reunion, we're never going to see Joseph again.
No. The fact that she was there is cause enough to celebrate.
I know, and I cannot wait for our surprise Christina Kelly cameo.
Well, that's going to like...
That only we know about.
That's going to set the world on fire. They didn't want to show her a look. It was too beautiful, too emotional.
No. You had to wear sunglasses. It was like looking at the eclipse.
Oh my God. Okay. Sando at Schwartz's tatting, trying to convince him to move in.
I know. And then falling out of his chair.
That was fun. That was good.
Also, he always has like one of those like non-alcoholic beers. I forget what brand it is. Is it Michelob?
Yeah, I think so.
He always has one.
At the tatting?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Sheena does too.
Okay. We could like lump all this together. James and Allie at the like face sculpting place that later spills into the brunch after party of he won't go to this wedding because of Pippi.
Hippie, right?
Sure.
It's him.
This is like what gets me going.
Him sitting with all the girls, and Katie is like, hey, I talked to Allie about this, which is like, Katie's relaying a conversation she had with like a girl who's like 10 plus years younger than her, which is, again, it's like, what are we doing here?
Well, she's a girl's girl.
She's a girl's girl.
The hit song by Allie Luber, Girl's Girl.
And then James is talking to each of these women as if he's the only one who has struggled with some creature that he's taking care of.
A creature?
Well, when we have...
two mothers.
All of them have dogs, right?
Everyone has a dog.
And then two of them have actual human children?
Yeah. It's like to quote Megan King Edmonds, everyone here's a mother.
It is... And he's getting like so worked up.
Like this dog was like out in the streets.
I know. Like, bring it to anyone. Like, have you... I know they said they tried Vanderpump Dogs, but have you tried Lisa Vanderpump herself?
Yeah, I'm sure she would want to film a scene with Pippi.
She's the one who brought this dog back into your life. I mean, like, I'd take it if I was in town.
And he'd bite you.
Who cares? I've been bitten by worse.
Bite back, bitch. Yeah. That's like really annoying. And she is in the wedding party.
And okay, for her to travel home to Ohio, she's now a TV star, right? And so people know who her boyfriend is.
They want to see him.
So for her to go back and she's in the wedding party and to have to explain, well, he didn't want to come because we have this dog who he doesn't trust with anyone. That's humiliating. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Listen, it's like I like her, so I want her. It's like if you love something, set it free. Like I wanted to set her free from James.
Okay.
There's so much more out there for you, girl.
But let's also remember she was a fan.
I know.
Nobody ever talks about how she met him because she came to one of his DJ sets that was advertised as Vanderpump Rules star James Kennedy.
I think like the way she spins it is like she was with a friend who's a bigger fan.
Okay.
Like, I think she said like, oh, I have not seen all of it or something. Right.
Sure.
Which she could just be speaking, but
of course.
Yeah. Okay. Jack's brunch. You got to hand it to him. He's really setting the scene.
He makes me laugh sometimes.
Between LVP and him, that was like we were volleying the pickleball back and forth.
Well, yeah. Speaking of acting too, it's like LVP here. It's like we're pretending. We're pretending.
Good Guillermo. Who let him in?
And LVP is an executive producer on Jax's show, The Valley, too.
Yeah.
As we should note.
Sure.
So, hello.
And then, so then he goes and talks to Schwartz in the backyard. And 4 minutes later. Now, I hate to gossip. You got to give it to him.
I mean, he cracked Lala up. He even got a small smile out of Katie in that moment.
Even Katie.
And the gossip was that Schwartz and Sandoval have been talking about moving in together. And like the thing is, like, Ariana is not bothered by like the fact that Schwartz could possibly move into that house after she leaves.
Yeah.
Which, like, Schwartz loved.
I mean, I gotta say, like, to go from like, I don't even want to like look at anybody that has looked at Sandoval to now like smiling at Schwartz is a big journey she's been on.
And to like be like hanging out in a backyard in Burbank under the flight path eating Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
Like she is bringing a lot, I will say.
Didn't she seem like chippy with Schwartz?
Yeah.
Like smiling and laughing.
Yeah, we're friends again.
Okay. So we go back to Kennedy compound after Jack's brunch.
Carol Radswell's there.
Radswell's
is who's
Lee Radswell.
Well, R.I.P. Her grave is there.
Well, no, the Twitter account.
Yeah. Who's like there's the one Kennedy that's like grinding everyone's goat right now, like the young one.
The one running for prez?
No, not Robert F.
Oh.
No, like
F. Robert.
Like Caroline Kennedy's son.
Oh, what's he doing?
Jack something. He's like posting like thirst traps, but also like posting thoughts on Twitter. Schlossberg.
Okay. What are his thoughts?
Just very interesting thoughts all around.
Which is the one that Taylor used to love?
Connor Kennedy.
We don't really hear much from him.
No, you don't. But that was the one like that she apparently bought a house like in Hyannis, nearby.
Yeah. I feel like that should have been Endgame. Taylor and a Kennedy, that would have been like C.
I know, but like we've got our new Kennedys with James and Allie.
The Kelseys. Oh,
and the Kelseys too.
Okay. Jackson's on a tear. I'm a father. We have a babysitter. My wife said I could do this. I'm gonna drink. He was wild.
It's like kind of the same behavior he did the first couple of episodes of The Valley too. It's like it was just missing a leaf blower.
And he's like, Brittany, thou shalt not drink. Thou shalt not drink.
And then he has a problem with Katie because Katie
is a Reddit girl.
Yeah, she's same.
Who amongst us?
Yeah. Me like typing in the different Reddits all day, every day. The ones that I like to visit. I won't tell you the list.
Don't they like auto-populate for you though?
Well, yeah, but then I like to seek out which ones I think are more active because there's like certain ones that aren't active and certain ones that are. And I run the gamut of like, I look on the Reddits of every single interest I have.
I gotta see this.
I send you information about some stuff.
I know, but not every single.
Well, yeah, you don't know all my interests.
Okay. And then we land at Sheena versus Brock and Sheena versus Tom. A fight for the ages.
Okay, so Brock was being a little bitch. No matter how great he looks in his like little swimsuit, it's like get out of the pool and bring your wife home. Y'all live so far away. Do you know how far away it is from Burbank to Marina Del Rey at this point.
Is that where they even still live?
At this point, they did. They did not buy their Valley houses until recently. So we're going far away. We're going to the beach.
But like, I also wonder, like, I feel like Summer honeymoon Davies Shea is already asleep.
But she wants to get home by 9 to put that baby to sleep.
I would venture to say the baby's asleep by 9 p.m.
Well, she wants to read the baby. It's Halloween books.
I know, but I think she's having a liar face.
Okay.
There's no way the baby's still awake at 9 p.m. Like, the sun was already down, and this is summertime.
Yeah.
Like, we got the summertime sadness.
I think the sun is different in LA.
How different is it?
I don't know.
Is it? If anything, is it even out longer?
Probably because it sets in the west.
So if it's down, that means like the sun's down.
Are we at 2 a.m. right now?
We're not putting Summer Moon Honey Davies Brock Shea Jr.
Okay, what time do babies at this age go to sleep?
I feel like in the 7 o'clock hour, like between 7 and 8.
Okay.
So like 9 is a big jump.
Sure. Okay, but you're on his side really here?
A Brock? I mean, they
Also
have they have a babysitter. And like, isn't the problem like they never go out?
They're out every episode.
Well, okay, so the mom is there.
Sure, but like these people are hanging out with their friends literally every episode of the show.
Yeah, also like this is their job. Like,
yeah, but at some point you can be like, I want to go home.
Okay. I think whatever. It doesn't matter. We already talked about it, but like Tom Rashina was one for the ages. And the way that like everyone was like stopped in their tracks, like Schwartz and Ariana are over here.
Yeah.
And then there was like Ariana and Lala together when like he was like screaming about you were the other woman. And when Lala was like, whoa, 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 whoa,
Yeah.
whoa. Lala was like, wait.
That gets me activated.
It's like much like Megan Edmonds, we're all the other women.
Exactly. No, it's so interesting. I did like watching James during it because he gets like, you can tell he gets like excited by the conflict. So he like kind of revs himself up a little bit.
Well, as the host at the Kennedy compound, yeah.
Exactly. No, I mean like, it's like, they're all a bunch of losers. Like if we deal with like yelling fits from people being like, I cannot believe you brought up the fact that I was the other woman when I was 21. It's like, ugh.
Yeah.
How old was Raquel?
Like 20, yeah, like 25 or something.
Yeah,
But you want to crucify her.
exactly.
But the thing is, like, it sounds like we're like defending bad people, but I think instead we are saying everybody is bad.
Exactly. No, the only person who's good is Katie Maloney.
You better stop.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I mean, the worst thing she did was fuck her ex-husband's best friend, which she was justified. I'm sorry.
Great.
Women's rights.
That was fight for women's rights, suffrage. Okay.
Not suffrage. That's like specifically voting.
Yeah, I know.
We
like,
voted for Katie.
I hereby vote for Katie. Okay, the Valley.
Way down in the valley.
Is that like a track from the Tortured Poets?
No, so in high school, our football field was called the Valley, and there was a song about it because it was in a valley.
It's like an original piece.
Yeah, it was called like they would sing like way down in the valley, way down in the valley, and I was.
They had valleys in Georgia.
Yeah, and I was a part of football culture, so we always had to sing that song.
Oh God!
It was called Raider Valley. Look it up. Marietta, Georgia, Walton High School.
Oh yeah.
That's where I went. Class of 05. Zuma cum laude, valedictorian.
You were valedictorian?
No,
Shut
of course
the fuck
not.
up. Get the fuck out of here.
Could you imagine?
Get out of here. Okay, Luke and Duty.
Okay, Mr. Van Gogh.
Mr. Van Gogh, pre-ear chop. And Duty sitting on the floor to talk because she needs to be grounded.
But she's like not paying attention to anything he's saying in this moment.
Yeah.
He's
As
like,
well as she should not.
he's like, I really need to like go back to Colorado to like find some of my stuff.
I need to retrieve my belongings. And she's like, it is too hot. And you need to get your water there.
And like the fact that like they've got this like random gecko. Also,
Oh,
can I say something?
you can say something, then I will say something. Like a conversation.
Okay, they live in the same building as Katie Maloney, and Katie Maloney has done a much better job with her space than they have.
Yeah. Yes. And I cannot, like, I'm looking around and I cannot take my eyes off. When Duty's grounded on the floor, she has two, like, power cables, power plugs, like the wires, like strewn across the wall, like to a dresser. And it's like so visually unappealing. And it's like one thing, like if you're just like living your life, and like I could forgive that for you, for me, for everyone, but like you're on TV. This looks like a shithole. Can we get like someone in here to like zhuzh this up a little bit?
Also, this kind of apartment I know has a lot of triggers for you because you do not like wall-to-wall carpeting in a home.
Do they have wall to wall here?
Oh, yeah.
Oh God. And they got creatures running amok, peeing, pissing, shitting. Did you get geckos? I'm sure there's gecko poop.
Do they have dogs, though?
One of her dogs RIP this week.
Oh, may they rest. Yeah, I was thinking about you recently, actually, because I was like, I wonder what Dan does in hotel rooms, because most hotel rooms are wall-to-wall carp, and I know Dan famously hates.
So I love before pre-booking, taking a peek to the screenshots. Do we have some hardwood floors?
Okay, but most hotel rooms in this.
I don't know. I don't know if that's the case anymore. I think the tides are turning. And then number two, let's say it is, we're keeping our shoes on until we go into the bed. Not that the bed is like,
What?
What do you mean what?
You're keeping your shoes on until you go into the bed?
Yeah. So like when I'm walking around the room, I'm not walking around in a sock or barefoot on the wall-to-wall carpeting. I'm keeping my shoes on. What's not clicking?
No, I'm just trying to think that through.
Yeah.
Like even a sock isn't good enough for you?
I just I don't want to like walk on this bare carpet floor.
What about shower to getting your clothes on?
I'm speaking in generalities. Like let's say we get home from dinner. I'm gonna like mosey on over to the bed, hop on the bed, take my shoe off.
Okay, then if you have to use the bathroom in the middle of the night.
These aren't like the floor is not lava. I'm just saying I'm trying to avoid walking around on this gross floor.
Okay.
The floor is not lava.
Okay. I don't know a lot about hotels, but I feel like they at least vacuum more than they take care of a lot of the aspects of the bed. The bed is famously like the place where the bad things happen in hotels.
Well, what we're doing is we're pulling comforter down.
Of course, yeah, you're checking for the biz and like all of that, but I'm just saying.
Okay. That's it for Duty and Luke. Why don't we get over to like...
Now I'm imagining you sleeping in your bed with shoes on.
Good. Jax and Jasmine. This duo.
It's like two strangers.
Picked to live in a house.
Yeah. When they were like waving at each other from like across the bar, I was like, Jax wasn't really sure who he was meeting. And like the conversation is so interesting. It's like, she's like, I need to fill you in on what your wife said at girls' night about your sex life, which is like such a weird.
And then the way he was like, this is between us, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so we have those two hanging out. He tells her he says that Jesse said, if my marriage lasts the next 2 months, I'll be shocked. And he says she's been texting other men. And then Kristen told Jax about that.
Yes.
So mystery solved as to like what the protection is.
Yeah.
We have Danny having Jesse and Jason over to destroy and then rebuild furniture.
This is like such like an antics scene.
Mm.
And it's like, okay, let's try to do this. The task they're given doesn't seem too hard to me.
Yeah.
So how many babies do they have at this point?
3 under 2, remember?
They have 3 under 2. So we're getting rid of a day bed, which to me seems like maybe we should keep that around for like later in the scenario. Not that you need like a day bed for the baby, but like you might need it for a guest or something like that.
Okay.
So we're doing 3 cribs in this one room.
Yeah. That's what you got to do.
I know.
What choice do they have?
I mean, like, I don't know.
It seemed like...
Where's the Disney money?
It's gone. That's why they have to get this room together for the sponsored post.
Yeah. Also, this apartment, like being in the living room with them, it was like, are there any windows in this space?
I wonder if they're like closed for production reasons.
Maybe.
Okay. Jax and Brittany going to Jax's bar.
We need a review of Jax's bar. I know we know people who've been there.
I know. We've asked for voice memos we have not received.
Peach Larm to the show was sending us the menu yesterday. And I was actually like, this menu looks pretty good compared to some other restaurants in LA.
Yeah.
At least like it's like solid, mostly bar food.
But then we venture to the boot, Italy, the homeland.
Yeah. I mean, like, I don't know if I would get like seafood at Jax's establishment that's in Studio City.
I trust.
Okay. Yeah, so Dan would order the mussels. I don't know if I would go for that. Maybe a fried fish moment.
Calamar?
Oh, yeah, of course. You can get that anywhere. Yeah. You can get that in, like, Ohio, and it's great.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, you can.
They don't... I know you could get it. I don't know about it being great.
Yeah, trust me.
I don't know if you have the Italiano palate.
That's not real Italian. That's Americanized Italian. I know all about that.
Okay, yeah,
I'm basically Americanized Italian.
All right, Davis.
Devisano.
Devisano. Jackson and Brittany also like talking about their relationship sitting outside of Jax's.
Well, we know now.
I love him being like, no, we will never be like Jesse and Michelle. No.
Oh my God. Oh.
Although I am interested. Like we had Janet on Watch Women's Live this week, and she's like, "Oh, they're actually like doing better
apart,
but I still don't see them getting back together." The reunion's got me intrigued.
I can't wait.
Not filmed yet.
I know. That won't be Clubhouse, will it?
Please don't be.
We should be like back in the day and film it at Jax's.
Oh my God.
Because remember early Vanderpump was filmed actually at Sir?
Yeah. And Jackson, like the prop seat.
Yeah.
He's the prop. Okay. Like we're talking about Jax for hours at this point. Jax hair loss event.
Okay. We're at the Mondrian, which is a storied place.
Where we had like the Gecko's funeral.
We had the Gecko's funeral. This is where lore tells us that was the first like night that Tom Sandoval and Raquel might have hooked up
on the roof.
Yeah, but like there's been different stories, but the Mondrian is a part of it. Like Guy's Night from last season is a big part of that story.
Okay.
Though people have told us that like it might have happened outside of Saddle Ranch, but who knows? Kristen walks in a little later and is like, "Oh," with Van Gogh, and is like, "Oh, this is where me and my friends used to get shwasted." The fact that like shwasted is still in her vocabulary at ripe 40 is kind of legendary.
Mamo. Where's the bear cheese?
The fact that she's here.
I mean, hasn't aged a day. Ever since like Sheena told her about her boyfriend buying her a penguin.
I know.
Mama.
Speaking of Mama, did you know that Ben Cohen calls Kelly Ripa Mima and calls Mark Consuelos Peepaw?
Why?
I think like a fun thing between friends.
Fun thing between friends. Okay. Okay. The Burning Man woman.
Beautiful.
Beautiful woman. selling her wares.
The fact that like, I'm sorry, this scene to me was like, I cannot believe the way that straight men go gaga goo ga over just like a random woman wearing like an outfit.
It was very like Looney Tunes, like, oh,
each and every one of them.
Jax is like, thou shalt not cheat.
Even fucking Van Gogh was like, I was like, I thought your ear was supposed to fall off, not your eyes.
Okay, now we gotta go to dinner.
Okay, so we kick Mama out.
We kick Schwartzy out.
We kick Schwartzy out.
Schwartzy should have been allowed.
He should have.
Or is this only main cast?
I know. Schwartzy would have brought some like calm.
A calm in the storm. Because
I believe in
blackout.
I believe in Schwartzy.
Wait, this is like apropos of nothing, but when Duty says, I'm the only one who's not drunk other than Nia, not including Janet, like the 5-month pregnant woman. You have to laugh.
Okay, let's talk about this. First of all, okay, did they like pump them all full of like espresso martinis
Yeah, it's
and
that
like shots?
espresso.
They were all like so like revved up, but also blackout in a way that was so scary. And they were in this like
windowless.
It was like must have been like just like one of those
Convention
like random
center.
meeting rooms in this hotel.
Yeah.
Spent a lot of time in those rooms. So scary.
Yeah. Including Janet. They bumped her full.
When Kristen starts talking about how Jesse's a douchebag.
Oh, yeah.
And then like she gets into a fight with Luke. And she's like, I've never called you a douchebag. And he's like, well, actually,
you have.
I just want to state facts. You have called me a douchebag.
No, like I have to tell the truth. Like you call me a douchebag.
And then fucking Zach, our curly haired hairline.
Curly?
It's like a curly, like low hairline,
okay.
Whatever. Him just being like, Kristen. I'm like, has anyone wanted to be on TV more?
I mean, he like moved all the way from Kentucky.
I know. He said, this ain't Kentucky.
When Danny was like raising his hand and Nia was like lowering it. These two.
I mean, the fact that they're the most stable couple, and they're actually good. And he was raising his hand because I think he was like just trying to like
be polite,
tap in. I don't know.
Yeah. So then like Kristen walks out first and is talking to producers.
And then Jesse goes.
And then it's talking to producers.
And then they start to get into like a little tussle.
Yeah. Tussle.
And then Luke, to me, when he's like maybe a little drunk and he gets into like a rage trying to like defend Kristen, it is very Forrest Gump coming to the defense of Jenny in the film Forrest Gump.
In the film the titular film.
Like just blind rage will defend his woman at any cost, and like runs out there and like Jesse's like, what are you gonna do? Which maybe is emasculating. But then we've got like all the characters going out into the hall to try to help. Michelle. Zach goes
tits out.
Yeah. Zach goes out in there.
Zach is caught in the crossfire.
We have not had this hallway scene was reminiscent to me of Miami underwear party.
Krupa versus
Adriana. Just like the action of it, like the way the camera went down the hallway.
The cinematography.
Yeah, and this fucking loser, Jesse. It's like, what? You're taking out this gay guy. Your own wife is in the way. Brittany's in the way.
Brittany's in the thick of it.
Kristen like sneaks out. And then you're going after Luke. You're going after Vincent Van Gogh, one of the best artists of our generation.
Of our generation. The way it ends with the famous trailer scene of Judy saying she'd rather be on Vanderpump Rules. What a way to close it out.
And the fact is, like, Judy, actually, no, now you're on the more iconic show.
Like, they're coming to you soon.
And you're the one who built this.
You built this house.
It's so crazy how Kristen Duty built this house.
I know.
Her and Vincent Van Gogh really got together.
And Jax. And Lisa Vanderpump, executive producer.
Yeah. And I'd put Nia in there. Like, we need a gorgeous woman.
And Nia.
Not Nina.
Nia. Okay, we need a gorgeous woman. Okay. Let's do a freak of the week and then one true queen. Speaking of freak and Lisa Vanderpump.
So this is from page 6. Lisa Vanderpump is shrugging off Kyle Richards and Morgan Wade's relationship rumors when asked about a recent Daily Mail report claiming her former Real Housewives of Beverly Hills co-star will not be asked to return to the Bravo reality show unless she goes public with her alleged romance. Vanderpump wondered why the world, quote, has to know. The SUR owner, 63, has told Parade Monday that she personally does not, quote, want to know who is munching on anything.
On Lesbian Visibility Week?
Oh, I thought she was doing a reference to Silky Nutmeg Ganache.
Munch, crunch.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was doing it. She wants Silky back on All Stars.
Yeah.
Lisa,
please. No, I think it's fine.
Okay, it's fine.
Okay, so who is our one true queen?
Well, we aren't covering Summer House this week, but one Teddy, Theodora, Josephine, Mellencamp, Arroyo tweeted the following, or said the following.
Tweeted.
Watching Summer House for the first time, and guys, how did I not know this is the best show? I mean, if you've been looking at everything we've been preaching and praying and saying and preaching,
I know.
Then you would know if you were a Come Through Queen listener.
I know. Our friend Connor to the show recently saw a Hi You post about West. Finally discovered West. I was wearing West drag at Zombie Hut on
Everyone was
Saturday.
calling you out.
Yeah.
Doing West drag. And yeah, Summer, it should be fun. We'll catch up with them next week. Until then, go to comethroughqueen.com for links to everything. A Patreon pre-show for the ages. The Tortured Poets. We dip the torture in the poet. It's just good.
And their department.
Links to social. And just like, comment, subscribe. Heart share, retweet.
Love us, please retweet.
We'll see you next week. Bye.